A very warm greetings to all the viewers. Today we are going to discuss about the diversity in cell size and shape of bacteria and fungi. As we all know that cell is the fundamental unit of all living matter. A single cell is an entity separated from neighboring cells by a cell membrane or perhaps a cell wall containing various chemicals and subcellular structures. Basically, there are two types of cells. One, prokaryotic cells, which are single-celled organisms and were amongst the first forms of life on earth because of their ability of signaling and self-sustaining processes. They are simpler, smaller and lack membrane-bound organelles such as nucleus. Prokaryotes include bacteria and archaea. Second is eukaryotic cells, which can be either single-celled or part of multicellular organisms. They are more evolved and are greater in size than prokaryotic cells. They possess nucleus and membrane-bound organelles. Eukaryotes include protists, fungi, algae, plants and animals. Now, let us talk about bacteria. Bacteria are the oldest, structurally simplest and the most abundant forms of life on earth. They are also the only organisms with prokaryotic cellular organization. Bacteria were present over 2 billion years, much before eukaryotes appeared in the world. There are different kinds of bacteria that are recognized, but still most of them awaiting proper identification. Bacteria are ubiquitous and can survive in most extreme environments we could think of. In the 1970s and 80s, a new type of bacterium was studied that eventually led to the classification of a new prokaryotic cell type, the Archaebacteria or Archaea. Even when viewed with an electron microscope, the structural differences between different bacteria are minor compared to other groups of organisms. Among the major characteristics of bacterial cells are their size, shape, structure and arrangement. These characteristics constitute the morphology of the cell. Bacteria are very small, approximately 0.5 to 1 micrometers in diameter and 0.5 to 5 micrometers in length, usually not visible by naked eye and requires microscope for observation. An average size bacterium such as the rod-shaped Escherichia coli, a normal inhabitant of the intestinal tract in humans and animals, is about 2 micrometers long and 0.5 micrometer in diameter, and the spherical cells of Staphylococcus aureus are up to 1 micrometer in diameter. A few bacterial types are even smaller, such as Mycoplasma pneumoniae, which is one of the smallest bacteria, ranging from about 0.1 to 0.25 micrometer in diameter. The rod-shaped Bordetella pertussis, which is the causative agent of whooping cough, ranging from 0.2 to 0.5 micrometer in diameter and 0.5 to 1 micrometer in length. And the corkscrew-shaped Treponema pallidum, which is the causative agent of syphilis, averaging only 0.15 micrometer in diameter but 10 to 13 micrometer in length. Some bacteria are relatively large, such as Azotobacter, which has diameters of 2 to 5 micrometer or more. The Cyanobacterium Synechococcus, which averages 6 micrometer by 12 micrometer. And Acromatium, which has a minimum width of 5 micrometer and a maximum length of 100 micrometer depending on the species. However, a few species, for example, Thiomargarita namibiensis and Epulopiscium fischelsoni are up to half a millimeter long and are visible to the unaided eyes. E. fischelsoni reaches 0.7 mm. Among the smallest bacteria are members of the genus Mycoplasma, which measures only 0.3 micrometers, as small as the largest viruses. An important consequence of the small size of bacteria is that the surface area to volume ratio of bacteria is exceedingly high compared to ratio for larger organisms. A relatively large surface provides more space through which nutrients can enter and excrete the waste products. Most bacterial species are either spherical, called cocci, singular coccus, derived from Greek kokos, which means grain-like or seed-like, or rod-shaped, mostly bacilli, singular bacillus, derived from Latin baculus, which means stick-like. Some bacteria, called Vibrio, are shaped like slightly curved rods or comma-shaped. Others are spiral-shaped, called spirilla, or tightly coiled, called spirochetes. A small number of species even have tetrahedral or cuboidal shapes. Most recently, bacteria were discovered deep under Earth's crust that grows as branching filamentous types with a star-shaped cross-section. The large surface area to volume ratio of this morphology may give these bacteria an advantage in nutrient-poor environments. This wide variety of shapes is determined by the bacterial cell wall and cytoskeleton and is important because it can influence the ability of bacteria to acquire nutrients, attach to surfaces, swim through liquids and escape predators. Many bacterial species exist simply as single cells. Others associate in characteristic patterns. For example, Neisseria species form diploids, Streptococcus species form chains, and Staphylococcus group together in clusters like bunch of grapes. Bacteria can also be elongated to form filaments. For example, the actinobacteria. Filamentous bacteria are often surrounded by a sheath that contains many individual cells. Certain types, such as a species of the genus Nocardia, even form complex, branched filaments similar in appearance to fungal mycelia. In addition to the common bacterial shapes, many other shapes are also observed, like pear-shaped cells, for example, Pasteuria, lobed spheres, example, Sulfolobus, rods with square-shaped ends rather than hemispherical, example, Bacillus anthracis, disc arranged like stacks of coins, example, Caryophanon, rods with helically sculptured surfaces, for example, Calibraria, and many others. Even more complex morphological changes are sometimes possible. For example, when starved of amino acids, Myxobacteria detect surrounding cells in a process known as quorum sensing, migrate towards each other, and aggregate to form fruiting bodies up to 500 micrometers long and containing approximately 100,000 bacterial cells. In these fruiting bodies, the bacteria perform separate tasks. This type of cooperation is a simple type of multicellular organization. Different bacteria differ from one another not only in their size but also in shape as well as arrangement. Thus, this is all about the diversity in size of cell and shape in bacteria. I hope this was interesting and you understood how nature has attributed different forms to different bacterial cells. Now, let us talk about fungi. Fungi, in singular form fungus, are a group of eukaryotic organisms that includes microorganisms such as yeasts, molds, as well as mushrooms. Fungi are either terrestrial or aquatic. Fungi are found in all temperate and tropical regions of the world where there is sufficient moisture to enable them to grow. A few species of fungi live in the Arctic and Antarctic regions, although they are rare and are often found living in symbiosis with algae in the form of lichens. About 99,000 species of fungi have been identified and described, but mycologists estimate that there may be as many as 5.1 million total species present. Fungi exhibit a variety of shapes and sizes and are of different types. Yeast cells look round or oval under a microscope. They are too small to see as individuals, but you can see large clusters of them as a white powdery coating on fruits and leaves. The part of a fungus that is generally visible is the fruiting body or sporophore. Sporophores vary greatly in size, shape, color. Some are microscopic and completely invisible to the unaided eye. Others are no larger than a pinhead, and some others are gigantic structures. Among the largest sporophores are those of mushrooms, bracket fungi and puffballs. Some mushrooms reach a diameter of 20 to 25 cm and a height of 25 to 30 cm. Bracket or shelf fungi can reach 40 cm or more in diameter. A specimen of the bracket fungus Formitiporia ellipsoidea, discovered in 2010 on Henan Island in southern China, had a fruiting body measuring 10.8 meters in length and 82 to 88 cm in width. It may have held some 450 million spores and weighed an estimated 400 to 500 kg, at the time making it the largest fungal fruiting body ever documented. The largest puffballs on record measured 150 cm in diameter. The number of spores within such giants reaches several trillion. The living part of a fungus consists of the apical cell of the mycelium and a few cells that are immediately behind it. The cells are highly variable in size, but usually fall between 3 to 10 micrometer wide and 50 micrometer long. However, the apical cells of the mycelium is usually 300 to 400 micrometer long. A typical fungus consists of a mass of branched tubular filaments enclosed by a rigid cell wall. The filaments, called hyphae, singular hypha, branch repeatedly into a complicated radially expanding network called the mycelium, which makes up the thallus or undifferentiated body of the typical fungus. These filaments or hyphae are usually 5 to 10 micrometers in size. Fungal growth is mainly confined to the tips of the hyphae, and all fungal structures are therefore made up of hyphae or portions of hyphae. Some fungi, notably the yeasts, do not form a mycelium but grow as individual cells that multiply by budding or in certain species by fission. Yeasts are unicellular fungi that vary considerably in size, ranging from 1 to 5 micrometers in width and form 5 to 30 micrometers or more in length. They are commonly egg-shaped but more elongated and some spherical. Each species has a characteristic shape, but even in pure culture, there is considerable variation in size and shape of individual cells, depending on age and environment. Fungi are classified on the basis of their morphology and sexual reproduction. Two of the phyla are sometimes incorrectly described as lower fungi, the Zygomycotina and the Chytridiomycotina. In the lower fungi, vegetative mycelium is non-septate and complete septa are only found in reproductive structures. The other two phyla are sometimes described as the higher fungi and have a more complex mycelium with elaborate perforate septa. They are divided into the Ascomycotina and the Basidiomycotina. Another type of the fungi, the one which doesn't possess sexual stages, and this leads to the construction of an artificial taxonomic group based on the asexual mitosporic stage of the fungus known as deuteromycetes or imperfect fungi. The septae that separate the cells are usually perforate and have varying structures to protect the cell from losing its contents if there was a disruption of a neighboring cells. In the ascomycetes, the septae are protected by a Voronin body, an osmophilic oily structure which can plug the septum if required. And in the Basidiomycetes, there is a complex wall structure to the septum and also a complex of endoplasmic reticulum associated with the septal pore. This is called a dolichopore septum. The lower fungi do not have perforate septa or vacuolated regions of mycelium from the rest of their mycelium. From such a diverse group of fungi, it is obvious that each will differ from other. Structurally, fungi are more diverse than bacteria in terms of size and shape.
Now let's summarize the topic. Bacteria and fungi are the most populated life forms present on earth and are ubiquitous in nature. Bacteria are prokaryotic cells which are unicellular. One of the major characteristics of bacterial cell is their size, shape, structure and arrangement. Morphology is one of the characters for traditional classification of bacteria. Usually bacteria are 0.5 to 1 micrometers in diameter and 0.5 to 5 micrometers in length, apart from some exception. Depending on the species, individual cells are spherical, rod-like or helical and many other variations apart from these basic shapes. While fungi are eukaryotic cells and are multicellular. Fungi comprises of molds and yeast. Molds are filamentous and multicellular. However, yeast are unicellular fungi which vary considerably in size, ranging from 1 to 5 micrometers in width and 5 to 30 micrometers or more in length. Each species has a characteristic shape of its own. Fungi are made up of thallus, which is consisting of mycelium and spores. The mycelium is composed of filaments called hyphae, which are about 5 to 10 micrometers wide as compared to bacterial cell, which is usually 1 micrometer in diameter. Different phyla shows different feature in their structure. Divergent species are coming to our knowledge and there are many more yet to be explored which are exhibiting the diversity of organisms based on their morphology.